Good afternoon, it's Betty, and I'm live cooking on Pond Ridge. And today, I am going to make some chicken and dumplings. I am the queen of what do you do when you have stuff left over? Well, you don't want to throw it away, not with the cost of food. So, again, I had some chicken left over from when I made my dressing. And today I'm going to make chicken and dumplings. This is a real easy recipe. You can also go to the grocery store. You can buy you a rotisserie chicken or one of those, the chickens that they sell in the store. Bring it home and shred it off the bone, just like I did this. And you can make your chicken and dumplings from that. You don't have to worry about even cooking a chicken. I'll show you how you can add stuff to it. But there's nothing like homemade. So today I'm going to make chicken and dumplings from the chicken that I had left over. And for my dumplings, I'm going to use the crust that I had left over when I made my peach cobbler. Did you know you could just take that and cut it in some little small strips? And once I get my broth done, I'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to drop it into our stock pot. But first of all, we're going to take our chicken, we're going to put it in our stock pot. Make sure that it's all pulled apart. Okay, I got quite a bit of chicken that was left over because it don't really take a whole chicken when you do broth. And so you just have some left. So what I'm going to do to that is I'm going to add a can of chicken broth. Turn my fire on. To that, I'm going to add a half can of water. I'm going to add some celery and onion. Well, this is the celery. Okay. And then I'm going to add some onion. Only about a scoop. So, about that much. To that, I'm going to add a little poultry season because I need this to have a little bit more broth so that it don't taste so bland. Okay. I'm also going to add some garlic herbs and sea salt with black pepper. And of course, I'm going to add a little seasoning salt. Don't forget your black pepper because it brings out the flavor. All right, so we got all that ready. I'm going to bring it to a boil here in this pot. I'm going to add a stick of butter. Let me grab a stick of butter because I totally forgot it today. All right. Don't forget, I always tell you, before you start, make sure you got everything that you need so you don't have to backtrack. So I'm going to add a stick of butter to that. Break it up a little bit. This chicken don't have any bones in it, so it's going to be a breeze. I also have another little something that I'm going to show you that I put in it. Meanwhile, I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to drop my dumplings in. And that was easy. This is another one of those quick, simple, and easy meals. Chicken and dumplings. We could have done the same thing and we could have added noodles. We could have made a chicken casserole. There's so much that you can do with your leftover chicken, but I like chicken and dumplings. And today with my chicken and dumplings, I'm going to make some speckled butter beans and some cornbread because here in the Midwest today, it's quite chilly outside. So you need some food that's going to stick to your bones. So this is Miss Betty and I will be right back. This is Miss Betty and I'm back. Normally to this recipe, I would add a can of cream of chicken soup, but today I'm trying something new. This is like some meal nut or evaporated milk. I'm going to add that into my mixture. To that, I'm going to add a whole can of water. And that's going to make this broth really nice and creamy. And I'm just going to bring it over so that you can kind of see what it looks like already. There we go. It's already getting there, but we're going to bring this to a boil. And to that, I'm going to add just a few carrots. And I'm not sure yet, but I think I might add some mixed vegetables because that's going to make this such a nice, wonderful chicken and dumplings. It's going to give it so much color. It's pretty. So I will be back when I'm ready to add the dumplings because, of course, I need to bring it to a nice slow simmer so that it can get that really nice consistency that I like. So what are you doing today? On Fine Red today, I'm resting. But, you know, I got to get my meal in because I cook every day. I mean, if you don't cook, what are you going to eat? All right, so keeping that in mind, just start thinking of some things that you can cook for your family when you come home. And I will help you make it simple and easy. So until then, I'll be right back when it's ready. So while I'm waiting on my broth for my dumplings to boil, I'm gonna show you what I'm making. Some speckled butter beans. Do you like speckled butter beans? Because these are really good. And man, there's nothing like chicken and dumplings and some speckled butter beans and some leftover turnip greens that I got from the other day. And so we're going to call this day a leftover meal on Fine Ridge. But first, I'm going to show you how to make the dumplings. I already told you. I already started cutting up my little pieces. This is the leftover pie crust from when I made my pie, my peach cobbler. Don't throw that extra crust away because you can do something with it. You just take your scissors and you just cut you some little pieces, and then I'm going to show you later how to drop it in my broth that I've made. And it's coming to a boil, so it won't be very long, but I just wanted to show you that I was going to make some butter beans to go with my meal. So, because, you know, we want to have a complete meal when we're ready to eat. But if you just like chicken and dumplings, then you can just have chicken and dumplings. And don't forget, you can also have chicken and noodles. If you don't like dumplings and your family like noodles, you can drop some noodles in there. But man, this Southern girl gonna have her some dumplings today. And I'm gonna show you how to make them easy. Of course, along with my speckled butter beans. I'll be back. I am back and my mixture has come to a boil. And now all you gotta do is start adding your dumplings. I cut them up kind of small because that way they won't be real doughy. Just drop them in until they start forming and making their own little dumplings. Again, I'm making this from my leftover pie crust from when I made my peach cobbler. And you have too much dough and you go, what am I gonna do with that dough? Make some dumplings. And if you make these real small, they taste just like the ones you get at the Cracker Barrel. Only better because you added your own seasoning. Ah, yeah, this is looking mighty good. Mighty good. Meanwhile, I do have my butter beans, speckled butter beans on, and they're cooking. And I'll go over my recipe again with you in just a minute, okay? But let's get these dumplings in here. This looks wonderful. I have very much left. Let's see. I did kind of roll some of it in some flour just to give it some extra thickness. Now I got them all in. And I'll take my camera down and let you see what I did. Oh, that looks good. Can you see? Can't see in my pot, but I'll bring my camera to the pot in a minute. And we're just gonna let this cook until it makes the dumpling, until it makes the dumpling. So again, I used some leftover chicken that I'm using to make my dumplings. I season it with some onion and some celery. I also added some chicken broth. I added poultry seasoning. I added some garlic, herbs, black pepper, and sea salt. I got all these favorite seasonings that I like. And I added a little bit of my seasoning. Into that, I added just a little bit of mixed vegetables. Some frozen mixed vegetables. I got all that in my pot, and it's all cooking. And pretty soon, we're going to have some dumplings. Oh my God, look at that. It looks good. Let me just get the camera because I want you to look and see what this looks like, okay? Hold on 1 second. All right. So here's my dumplings. I brought it to a boil. I got my mixed vegetables in here. I got my chicken that was left over. I added my chicken broth, my seasonings. And see, you can see my little dumplings. I didn't make them very big because those are the leftovers from my pie crust. When that comes to a boil and it, kind of settles down for a minute, then we're going to have chicken and dumplings. Meanwhile, got my speckled butter beans cooking. They rolling over there. You like speckled butter beans? I do. Okay. Let's season this. Oh, that's all on the top. Okay. Don't forget, you can buy your chicken, a rotisserie chicken, and you can do the same thing that I'm doing with my leftover chicken. In fact, sometimes at the store, they sell cold chicken, and you can use that. So I'll get that to finish boiling, and then I will be right back. Look at that. Oh, yeah, did I forget to tell you? I did add a can of carnation milk to give it that nice creamy look. That way I didn't have to use any cream of chicken soup. So I'll be back in just a little bit, okay? So this is Betty, and I'm back, and my dumplings are almost ready. But meanwhile, remember I told you I was cooking some butter beans, and they are done. I have one little smoked neck bone in there. This is just enough for two. Now, how many people like okra? Not a lot. But when you put your okra in, to make sure that it's not slimy, I'm going to add about this many pieces. I'm just going to lay it on. I'm going to put it all in because this package almost gone. And what I do is I just let it lay on top. I don't bring it back to a boil, and I let it cook al dente. Al dente, that means that it's just going to cook just enough that it's not raw and it's not fully done. So that way you don't have slimy okra. So there's my butter beans with okra. My cornbread is in the oven, and the dumplings are almost done. And I will be finishing up this video in just a few seconds. Bye-bye. All right, I'm back with my finished product. So I got my chicken and dumplings. And it really turned out to be more like a chicken and dumpling soup because I didn't have enough dumplings. But this is what it looks like. This is my leftover chicken. It's my leftover pie crust. I added some frozen vegetables, and it has this dumplings and quite a nice hefty broth in there. It's a really good meal that we're going to have with some cornbread and some speckled butter beans. And this is our dinner on Farm Ridge today. And you too can make this. Remember, if you have some leftover chicken, you can make you some chicken and dumplings. You can make you some chicken and noodles. And you can also just pick your chicken up at your local grocery store if you don't want to cook it. But I cook, and so sometimes I have things left. And so I just want to show you how we can make simple, easy meals. So this is Betty, and I've been cooking on Farm Ridge today. And tomorrow I'm going to make spare ribs. So you come back. Bye-bye. All right, I added some skillet cornbread to my meal. And now our meal is complete. Make you some nice skillet cornbread. And this is very, very nice. All right.